the St. Louis murder investigation of Charles Petty, a witness says he never saw his neighbor Kevin with a gun.
I'm trying to get you as quick as I can.
Back at the crime scene.
There's nothing to indicate that a shot came through the wall whatsoever.
They use the rods to try to look at the trajectory. If you go to the bullet holes on the victim's side through the wall and you put them through, they don't come out to the suspect side. I had to pull a section of wall away just to see where the rod went.
Now that we got everything documented, now we got to determine what's fact and what's fiction. We got to figure out A, if any of those guns are involved, B, who was in possession of the gun when it went off. Right now, the girlfriend's just going to face some jeopardy.
The plot thickens.
With the victim still clinging to life at the hospital.
Rolanda, how you doing, Detective Garrett? Let me know.
Why don't you just go ahead and explain to me what happened?
I got up, and as we were sitting there, I heard 2 gunshots. I ducked over to the floor, and I seen him lean over, so I thought maybe he ducked. But when I looked back up, I seen
What did you do after that?
I ran upstairs, grabbed my phone. My phone didn't have no signal. I'm trying to get my phone to get the signal. I'm beating on my neighbor door. I was screaming, Chuck got shot. The man downstairs shot him. He shot him through the wall.
You heard 2 gunshots?
In the house, because the man had been shooting in the house behind us for the last 4 days.
What do you mean he's just shoot at
Just shooting in his apartment.
So you think, what did they come through the ceiling, the walls? What do you...
No, I think he probably came through the wall.
Do you have any dealings with anybody where he's fighting?
Mm-hmm. No.
Anybody in that apartment besides you and him?
Just me and him.
There is no evidence of a bullet coming through the wall. How would you think he would have been shot?
Only thing I can think of is it must have ricocheted. You need a lie detector test? So I'm not lying about anything.
Do you own any firearms?
He does. He's one up under my bed.
Have you ever touched them?
Yeah, just passing it to him, but firing him, I know. He been there for me. He asked me to marry him. It's the first time I ever been proposed to.
We're going to get you out so you get to the hospital. Just give me a couple minutes, all right?
Yes, sir.
She's saying Kevin shot him. Kevin shot him. Had it come through the wall. She's adamant that nobody was in that apartment except her and him.
Do you think she killed him?
No, I don't think she killed him. Delano. Hey, Cal, those guns fell up here in that victim's apartment. Were they loaded, fired, anything like that?
Biondolino gets an update from the evidence technician unit on the 2 guns found in the victim's bedroom.
Gun in the dresser was loaded. There's nothing in the revolver.
Neither gun was recently fired.
I mean, she seems legit.
Do we know who Kevin is?
I'm gonna try to do a workup on him. Kevin Thomas. That's gonna be him.
43-year-old Kevin Thomas has a prior conviction for unlawful use of a weapon.
I'm gonna put him out as a contact and advise right now as person interest, Sarge. Detective Biondolino.
8 hours in, Kevin's family calls in.
Have you been talking to him like all day today?
Kevin has been sending text messages claiming the police are looking for him and that he may hurt himself.
Can you send me the texts he sent you?
His relative says she is concerned about his mental state.
We got people that are trained to deal with individuals that are having these mental episodes. So, do you know where he's at right now?
They say they left Kevin at his sister's house.
When you were over there, did you see him with a gun or anything like that? Oh yeah, what kind, you know?
And they believe he may be armed.
I think we could probably get him some help and get him out of there. Don't go back over there. All right, thank you. This is getting into meltdown mode for our guy, Kevin. Say, I'm gonna die, I got a gun, the police are gonna come here. He wants to commit suicide over this incident.
The team heads out to try to get Kevin to turn himself in.
4214. We'll go up there. We have everything there. Things to go a different direction.
It's just the other side of this apartment, on your right.
In the St. Louis murder investigation of Charles Petty, the team just learned suspect Kevin Thomas may be armed and holed up at his sister's house.
He's talking to me through the door.
Detective Heather Sabin makes contact with Kevin, but he refuses to come out.
Hey,
Kevin's family arrives, hoping they can convince him to surrender.
or will you text him and tell him to come out? We have someone up there that's trained to talk to people, but if he sees you guys crying, if he sees you screaming and yelling, then that's going to cause him to react negatively.
Kevin's relative agrees to contact him.
Did he text back? What did he say?
He want me to come to the door.
Well, here. Just stand right here.
I don't know what you mean to be.
He's coming. He's coming! Now walk back over there. Let's take a look.
Inside,
22 caliber handgun hidden in clothes bags. We'll go back and talk to Mr. Thomas.
Charlie's still alive?
with Charles still clinging to life, Biondolino heads in to interview Kevin.
I'm Detective Biondolino. This is Detective Sabin. I know it may be difficult for you, but it's best for us just to lay it all out there so we can help you out, okay? Yeah. So, what happened down there this morning over in Cottage at your apartment?
can't remember.
Can't remember anything?
It's really hard for me to believe that you can't recall. There was a shell casing on your bed. Have you ever shot your gun inside your apartment?
Can't recall.
On accident or otherwise?
I know I picked it up off the ground and it fell. I heard shots
You heard shots.
and I left.
Do you think those shots came from your gun?
It might have. You know, I do a lot of things and I wake up, I can't recall me doing it.
We took some stuff out of your sister's house. Took a handgun out of there.
It's not mine.
You recall sending some text messages to her that said, you know, I did something, the police are going to be looking for me, I'm not going away, I'm going to kill myself, do all these other kind of things. You remember those?
Yeah. You know, I'm bipolar, so, you know, I get paranoid.
We found a gun in your sister's apartment that was your gun. And we're going to compare that gun to the bullet that struck the victim. And then we'll know for sure. Does that make sense?
If it didn't match, then what?
We have to figure this out because somebody got hurt today, but we need to know what happened on your side of the wall. We're gonna step out, okay?
That afternoon,
I've just talked with the circuit attorney. We'll present charges tomorrow. Mr. Thomas, he's going to be charged with assault first right now since the victim is still currently in the hospital and is not deceased. Armed criminal action and felon in possession of a firearm. He admits being in possession of that firearm. I believe that he's definitely responsible for the gun going off and the bullet that hit the defendant and killed him. It looks obvious from our standpoint that it's a pattern of behavior from, this witness, that this has been going on routinely the last few weeks of him firing these guns.
the next day,
Detective Gambellino, homicide.
a call comes in from the medical examiner's office.
Okay, thank you. We were just advised that Mr. Petty's passed away, so it's a full-fledged murder now. Don't normally get calls where our victims are just sitting on the corner of their bed with their loved one or significant other and shot for no other reason than a stray bullet, for lack of a better terms, comes through the wall. Now we'll work to make sure we get justice for the victim and his family on this end.